So today we are at the Rep 247 gym, which is in Bolton, really cool. Amazing to be able to have the opportunity to train here. We're just waiting for Marc to turn up and then we're going to kick off the session.
We're all set up, 2 bars set up, we can just take plates off.
Like, he trains with Adele?
No. Do you know what, right?
They say you're a fucking psycho, yeah.
My prep music is really chilled music like Adele and that. I like to switch off and just be chill.
I don't know how you train. Doing 100 wall balls to Adele. It's not the one, mate.
Yeah, I probably would need some Linkin Park for wall balls, but if I'm just chilling, I like a bit of Adele.
So, workout Marc, talk us through it.
Yeah, so we're going to do like an erg and strength endurance style session. We're going to work down in meters, starting from 1250 on the ski, 1000, 750, 500, 250. Every time we drop 250, we're going to up 10 seconds off our pace. Yeah, and then after each erg workout, we're then going to throw in like a bit of a strength section as well. So we'll do clean and press after the first ski, devil's press, power cleans, pull-ups, wall balls, and then we'll take a 5-minute break and then work back through the same sequence again with the rower. It should be around about, I'm going to say 60-65 minutes work, solid work as well.
Since the last session we recorded, I'm not really trained. Took a week off just due to the niggle and being ill. So what I'm going to do at the start of this video is get all the excuses in nice and early before we train with Marc. I'm wheezy, got a bad hamstring, it's early, it's cold, all the above.
You're underfueled.
Underfueled. I've actually had a banana, that's what it is. Stretch on a bar.
Yeah.
And then just rotate as I'm ready.
Right, okay, let me know when you're ready because I'm good to go.
Marc, how do you define being the best in your field?
Do you know what, at the minute I don't feel like I'm the best.
If you had to define what would make you feel like you were the best, what would that be or what would that look like?
I think results for one thing, confidence.
What result next for you would be like? You know, like you want to stretch yourself a little bit?
Yeah.
Obviously you want to be the best in the sport.
Yeah.
What is like that next step? What's the next stretch for you which you're like grasping for at the moment?
I mean, I'm still probably chasing, I think trying to chase at the minute for sub 60, but I think 58 is the new sub 60. I mean, the level's getting so much stronger, so much faster. So my next step up is to get sub 60, but I think straight away I need to step up twice. I need to get the sub 60 and I need to step up again within a matter of weeks, months to kind of keep up with top lads.
Do you think that depends what race you do those?
It does, yeah, you're right. Like definitely track dependent, but at the same time, like for example, Birmingham, I didn't get the time that I wanted, and the only 2 guys went sub 60, but they still went sub 60. I feel like I should still be in that category.
What did you hit in Birmingham?
1 or 2. I got a penalty on sled pull, so it knocked me off a little bit. But I reckon I would have been like a late 60. But again, it was good for the day because only 2 lads went under. But I feel like I should be in that category that goes under. I mean, I always say podium. No matter what comes with the podium, that's my goal. But it's just the time looks good on your CV, doesn't it?
When do you think or feel you've been at your best? Like, what's your peak so far? Or do you think you're at your peak now?
No, I feel like I'm way off. So before the Worlds, I felt like I was invincible at that time. Everything clicked, my confidence was up. I was at a good weight. It was only open weights, the singles then. The doubles was with Jake, that was pro. I think you can afford to be a little bit lighter then when you...
What weight were you then?
I was 87. I was just under 87 kilos, which I felt was light. So I'm like 88 to 89 now at the minute. And I can tell when I'm running. But I tried to put some weight on going into the singles pro, so I was a bit stronger. Yeah. But it's fatigued my running. Tried to like go back to basics and a bit more mobility, a bit more stretching. I feel like I've took a few steps back, but I'm persevering with it to hopefully take more steps forward.
What do you think it takes to be Elite 15? What do you think that style of athlete for people watching? I wonder what it takes to be Elite 15. What do you think are the core fundamentals that have got to be put in place for you to make that category?
One thing that I've found is the jump from kind of men's open to men's pro is a big difference. The jump from men's pro to elite men's pro, because you're just dealing with the extra weight, which is obviously a lot tougher, it's a lot more fatiguing on the run. But then the difference then from going to men's pro to elite is different again. So you're not only dealing with the weight, you're dealing with the weight and then you need the power output, the speed, you need to put everything else together with it. And that's what I've found, because I've jumped up from men's open into men's pro. That was one big change. But jumping up from men's open to men's pro to trying to get into elite men's pro, it's a lot to take on at once. I'm confident in what I'm doing now that it's going to gradually get there, but I think you've definitely got to be obsessed. You've got to be obsessed, you've got to have a good mental resilience to it, because I think I've been through the last 2-3 months where I've not even felt myself. But because I know where I want to get to and I know what it takes to get there, I just get up and just deal with it every day anyway.
Do you think Jake's done this year which has helped him improve?
Jake's the definition here of obviously doing things right. He's obsessed with it, he puts the time in, he's got the fucking, like a sick mental battle, and he not a mental battle, but he can deal with things mentally. He's very good, Jake, at
I think you don't see that sometimes with his
No, he's just in that. What you mean you don't see it with
like, you know, like for example, let's look at someone who's super, wears his heart on his sleeve, Goggins, like, all about that. You can see his mentality goes from his brain out of his mouth. Whereas I feel with a lot of people's, or for example, maybe Jake's, what goes in on here, you don't see.
No. It's a little bit more behind closed doors. But I mean, I've trained with him as well, and he's just a sick athlete, isn't he? He's really good.
Part one nearly done. 4 balls, 100. Feel gassy today. Not gassy on my arse, gassy on my chest. You train your own quite a lot, don't you? But then sometimes you train the rep gym here where we train today, and sometimes you train with Jake, who's your doubles partner. Do you think like having that competition helps you be your best as well?
Yeah, I think it just kind of gauges you as to where you're at. If you're training with someone at the same level of you or even better than you, so for example in the off season you might train for like 2-3 months on your own, and that's what was worrying for me, because when I come to Birmingham I'd not trained. Jake had been away a lot. I'd not trained with anyone, didn't know where I was, didn't know how good I was, if I was shit, if I was bad, what I was going to get. Like I hadn't put my toe in the water with anybody. So it is nice to just train with someone just to kind of see where you're at, you know what I mean? When I was working full time, I used to just love training on my own because I was at work all day, I was just stressed, I'd love that downtime, just me, my own time. Now I'm on my own all the time. I'm like looking for someone to train with now, to just like a bit more of a social. And
it starts off gradually and you build into it, don't you?
What's your race pace on ski?
Doubles is faster, doubles 135 to 139. And then, sorry, that's doubles, yeah. Singles is like 149, 151.
Like, you can easily get too fast on the ski and gain nothing though, can't you?
That 150 pace though is like, it's just nice and you can recover, can't you?
That's what I mean, like, if people go too fast, so you lose so much on the second run.
So you might gain 10 seconds, but you'll lose minutes.
There you go. It's where doubles are.
When we did doubles with me and Jake and Hunter, and that really good one at Birmingham, Hunter was at the side of us, and me and Jake were going like pretty hard, but like maintainable. Hunter was going, you're gassing, man, you're gassing. Yes, man.
Where I'm sitting looking in, like I'm nowhere near like the level that you guys are at. I'm just kind of like enjoying this season. Like I only did my first one this year, but I think even from my perspective, the category of like, you know, the people who are in your position looking to break into the Elite 15, like on the cusp of that I think is becoming the most competitive. You know, say if you had like subcategories of like beginners, intermediate, again, advanced, and then people who are just sitting below the elite 15, that seems to be getting so solid, competitive.
I mean, if you look at was it Amsterdam? Yeah. So you had like Ronk and James Kelly, what I feel like were just levels above. And then you had that mid-pack there from like, was it 4th to 10th? But we're in the same minute. And like I said, that's what it's like at events now. So the guys that are just about breaking 60s is tough. And then you've got the couple that are just a little levels above.
And that's the main thing, isn't it? Like that's the thing I like about the events. When you go to them, you meet everyone who you have a DM with every now and again, which is nice. Which is what we did in Manchester, I think, as well. It's obviously nice kind of seeing you with your kids on the podium and stuff as well, and being able to share that family life. Because I think one of the big things that obviously happens when you're in elite sport is there's a lot of sacrifices to make. Do you think you've got more sacrifice that you'll have to make?
Yeah, I mean, the transition from leaving work, I've kind of gained a little bit of that family life back. I made a lot more sacrifices when I was working. So I might only come in sometimes, leave at 4:30, might not get in till any time between 6 and 8. So that was that sacrifice I had to make where I didn't see them as much. And that's where the kind of transition from going to full-time athlete now. My kind of working hours now are between school hours, so I get a lot more time. The sacrifices aren't as much with the kids anymore, and I can still get the sessions in. But yeah, before it was tough before. I could go weeks sometimes without maybe an hour at night. I've seen them and stuff.
Well, that's what I think a lot of people will be doing.
Yeah.
Like most people who watch YouTube or watching videos or doing Hyrox or in 9 to 5 life. Just off the top of your head, what do you think would be the top 3 things for people who are maybe watching who are in 9 to 5 or are in trade and have like physical jobs in the cold, and then they've got to get in either early mornings and evenings? What would be like 3 things, whether it's like physically, mindset, structure, routine, habits that you applied that you helped stay on top of your training?
Definitely for me, I just got into such a good routine of just training early morning. People were like, oh, you're mad getting up at that time. But if you just get up, you get into a routine of it, the night's yours then. If you can get another session, then it's a benefit. And if not, you've got time at home with your loved ones or whatever.
Less excuses come up.
Yeah, so that's definitely, you do get into a routine, that's good. Session's done out the way, you're done for the day. Maybe like looking to get in a coach or following a plan, because that just takes a lot, you're kind of spinning less plates then. So if you are tight on time, at least you can just go in, you can read something and just follow the plan. Especially if someone that you kind of maybe even look up to, or someone that's kind of in the game. Because obviously if they've been there, they've done it, they know exactly what works and what doesn't. And then another one for me when I was working is definitely nutrition as well, because when I found that I got a nutritionist after training early doors before work, when I was depleted of nutrition, I'd struggle to get through the day, or I'd be like zapping coffees and energy drinks, things like that. When I got nutrition in place and I had the right foods in me straight away, I'd just feel better throughout the day, and that helped with everything.
Legend, mate. And what have you got next, race-wise?
So next, I've got nothing the rest of the year now. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with my girlfriend, because like the sacrifice that I do make a lot now is sacrificing time with me and the missus. Like, so weekends are tied up, and so I'm going to give a little bit of time back to her the next couple of weeks, and then I'm just going to get into a good training block starting from probably December through December, January, and I'm going to Switzerland in Feb, and that'll be my next. I will be sub-hour.
That's a promise. That's a promise. He's fucking left on the video now.
It has to be done.
Accountability's there.
It's going to be done. I will be done.
Legend. Thanks so much, mate.